It was a pretty good NXT. I mean, we're coming off of New Year's Evil from last week, which was a phenomenal NXT. This week, it felt more like it was a setup show. They were setting things up for the future. For example, since Oba vacated the title, they are going to have a 6-man ladder match tournament, essentially. And on February 3rd is when we will have a new NXT champion. So that's exciting. And then something with the women tags too. Sorry, I cannot remember what they did. I think I'm just kind of thrown because I don't think there's a contender for JC, which is the current women's NXT champion. But anyway, Jada Parker returned. That was exciting. Ethan Page, he's always such a delight. I don't know. I adore Ethan Page. His character, I just love it. Tony D at the end. That was interesting. First, we saw him walking in the back. Ava was talking with somebody, and we saw Tony D walk in the back. But then he showed up at the very end at the Joe Hendry and Dion Lennox match, the no DQ match. He attacked both of them. So he attacked Dion Lennox, then he went to help up Joe Hendry, and then attacked Joe Hendry, but then drug Joe Hendry on top. So Joe Hendry got the win. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe he was just trying to send a message, let them know that he is still dominant. I also loved all the security coming out, and Tony D just laid them all out. And then he kind of had a little stare off with Ava for a second. So Tony D's back, and he means business. I also liked the speed match. I like the speed matches in general. This one was for the title. Jasper did retain. But I just really like the speed matches. I like how quick they are. They can showcase pretty much any of the talent, and it's usually a pretty solid match because there's only so much you can fit. For the champion, it was five matches. It was 5 minutes. Usually they're like 3 minutes. So just in general, I love the speed matches. And then they have this new guy, I think his name's Keanu, in the beginning when all of the dudes were out there because of the vacant title. He just kept throwing people. He threw someone in the stands, which was crazy to see. Obliterated the announcer's table. Candy went everywhere. It was a mess. But yeah, he was just throwing people left and right. And then another thing I really liked Blake Monroe's promo. She's just really good. She's really good on the mic. She is so drama, and I'm so here for it. That's also where Jada Parker returned, so I don't know if we're going to get a feud between her and Blake Monroe, but it would be good. There were a few things I didn't care for. Not too bad, but this Keanu guy, it essentially feels like they're replacing Oba with Oba? Someone similar to Oba. So we'll see. He seems a bit more aggressive. Like I said, he was just out there throwing people, but Oba threw people as well. So it's like almost a different vibe, but it's very similar. And this one is just, I'm just being nitpicky, but oh my god. When Lola Vice won, she had a match against Kalani Jordan. It was a good match. It was a very good match. But at the end, she talks her smack into the camera, which was fine. Until she threw a fake punch at the camera. I don't know. That made me cringe. I was like, oh, you lost me there. The last thing I really didn't like is that, yeah, there doesn't seem to be a contender going for JC at the moment, which feels like there should be. Like, she is the NXT Women's Champion. That's a big belt. I feel like there should always be some kind of thing around it, but they haven't seemed to be setting anyone up yet. Maybe that's where Jada will go. I know she had that little thing with Blake, but maybe that's where Jada will go. I don't know. Giving it back to JC. It was nice when Tatum had it. I know they had to make that story for Izzy and Tatum. But I also love how unhinged Tatum is becoming. Like, she came out during Izzy's promo and headbutted the official. She's out for blood. The funniest moment goes to Ethan Page. I mean, his character, the way he answers things, and just the chemistry between him and Ava.
Boss, who will my qualifying match be against, and what week will it be?
Let's see. No one and never.
Amazing!
He just truly believes that he is better than everyone there, and it's believable, and he has a comedic timing that I enjoy. Match of the night is going to go to Shiloh versus Stax. It was a good match. I really liked Ariana Grace getting involved the way she did. Again, I am you know, you will win me over if you make me laugh. So anything that is funny, I'm gonna love it. Ariana completely missing Shiloh, trying to interfere that way. And Shiloh taking his tooth out is equivalent to Braun Breaker pulling his straps down, right? Takes his tooth out, it's getting serious. But he gets out of the ring to go stand next to Ariana because she isn't facing them. Just the classical put your arm around them, they don't know who you are. But he puts his tooth back in, does that. She freaks out. But the ending to that match was very interesting and unique, I'll say. Shiloh had the win, had Stax in like a weird roll up, but Ariana nudged Stax with her foot. And so he rolled over and was able to pin Shiloh. But that whole match was really good. Performance of the night, however, I'm going to have to give it to Ricky Saints. He was only on the mic all night, but I feel like he delivered, and he delivered well. He was very passionate in the way he delivered his lines, and I just gotta give it to Ricky Saints. Overall, it was a pretty, I don't want to say mid because that gives negative connotations, but it was a good show. Like I said, we're coming off of New Year's Evil. New Year's Evil was an up here show, and this one was, you know, just a little below that. It was just like an everyday NXT. Like I said, it felt like it was mostly setting things up for the future, which makes sense because it is the beginning of the year. Oba left, vacated the title, bunch of call-ups. But we had Javon get called up. We had Oba get called up. We had Trick get called up. We're getting people called up from Evolve. I believe, forgive me, I'm not familiar with Evolve at all, but we're getting those 3 frat guys, essentially. I can't remember their stable name, but we're getting them. I'm assuming we're getting Kendall Gray. She still has, well, the one guy has a title, an Evolve title as well, but she has an Evolve title. But she's been with Ren. They're in the Ren QCC. So I'm just only assuming we're getting her. But I believe we're getting that Keanu, another guy I'm not familiar with, and let me look. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it was just like those. Well, they haven't officially announced Kendall Gray yet, but they did announce the frat boys, and then Keanu, and then another guy I'm not familiar with. So a lot of movement, a lot of shuffling, a lot of changing. So it was definitely a setup show, and it was decent. Not too much to write home about, but it was decent. A lot of likes in there, very few dislikes, good moments. I'll take it. Let me know what you thought of the show down below, and as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you in the next video.